Again, may I ask everyone to open your camera so that I could take a picture? All right. So some are turning on their cameras. Okay. So at the count of 3, kindly smile. Give your sweetest smiles, please. 1, 2, 3. All right. Let me just save it here in my laptop. Let's have the second panel, please. Okay, smile, please. 1, 2, 3. All right. Let me just save it. Thank you very much, everyone. So before we listen to the special lecture of Dr. Eva, let me just first introduce her officially to all of you. So Dr. Kadek Eva Krishna Adnyani was born in Bangli on May 12, 1987. She's a lecturer at the Japanese Language Education Study Program of the Department of Foreign Languages, Faculty of Languages and Arts at the Ganesha University of Education. So she completed her formal undergraduate education in the Department of Japanese Literature, Gajah Mada University in 2008, and her master's degree in Japanese Area Studies at the University of Indonesia in 2011. She completed her doctorate in linguistics at Udayana University in the year 2018, and she is currently researching Japanese social linguistics, especially on language and gender. So later on, I believe that she will also be sharing to you her email address in which you could contact her through that. So without any further ado, let us now welcome with virtual applause our guest lecturer for this afternoon, Dr. Kadek Eva Krishna Adnyani. Ma'am?
Okay, thank you, Miss Danica. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, then. Okay, this is the, so I don't know. I mean, we are quite familiar. The first one is on the class of English syntax, and then the second encounter was the Abel talks, and then now we're having another class, and now I want to share something new, which is about the bilingual education. But first, there are some part of it that maybe you have seen on the Abel talk, but I want to ask you again, I just wondering whether you still remember or not. Okay, so let me share the screen. Okay, so is it visible, Miss Danica? Can you hear?
Yes,
Can you
Doctor.
see it?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
not, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Okay. I
yes.
will.
Thank you.
Okay, I will start, and I have like around 40 or 45 minutes, right? Okay, now. So it will be until 2:30. And so bilingual education in Indonesia. Kumusta? Magandang hapon. So before we start, let's listen to a song. I mean, I heard from Miss Danica that you just had another class and it's the afternoon. So maybe you're a bit sleepy, or maybe a bit bored, maybe because there's a class after another class. So maybe let's listen to a song, yeah? I wonder whether you know this song or not. Okay, please wait. I want to share another. Okay, share sound. Okay.
Take me home, I'm falling. Me, Lord, I'm rolling, losing control.
Okay. So we're going back to the. Okay. So does anyone know that song? Anyone wants to share something? Does anyone know that song To the Bone by Pamungkas? Or maybe you've heard the song before? Hello? Not yet? Never? How about you,
I've
Miss
heard
Danica?
that
Have
song,
you heard?
ma'am.
Oh, just Justin, have you
I've heard
heard
that song, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, on TikTok application, ma'am.
on TikTok?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
Philippines, so TikTok is popular also in Philippines.
Yes, ma'am. So very, very popular, ma'am.
Okay. So Carl Jerick also said that it sounds familiar. Okay. Uh, we're going back to my presentation. So when I heard the song, I also I thought that it's not an Indonesian singer singing it, singing the song, but it turns out it's an Indonesian singer named Pamungkas, and I read some I read some articles about him, and I found out that the song was also in the chart of top 50 Philippines on 2021, so last year, and it's number 23. So and the song, yeah, the singer is Indonesian, but the song is in English. And I read that from some articles that they said how the pronunciation of Pamungkas is very good. Some said he has a British accent. So and is Pamungkas bilingual? That's what I wonder. So because today we are talking about bilingual. What is bilingual? Yeah. So we're going to the another slide. Yeah. Uh, Now we're going back. I want to ask you, what languages are you fluent in? So you can pick more than one, or you can also write something which is not on the list. So here I just mentioned English, Tagalog, maybe Spanish, maybe yeah, another languages that you are fluent in. Can you write it on the chat box? Okay, we still wait for the students to put their answer on the chat box. What languages are you fluent in? So you can say that I'm fluent in 3 languages. If you ask me, I will answer. Uh, I can speak English, and I'm studying Japanese and Indonesian. My and also because I'm from Bali, we have also the Balinese language. So that's 4 languages already. So from Miss Danica is English, Filipino, Ilocano. Is that Ilocano? Okay, so 3 languages. How about Spanish, Miss Danica?
I just learned Spanish when I was I what well while I was having my master's degree doctor, but now since I don't have anyone to talk to in Spanish, then I think I have already forgotten how to speak the language. But sometimes I still could remember the meaning of certain terminologies since we have several words in the Filipino language that were loaned from the Spanish language.
So you still remember that word because it's already on the Tagalog. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So no one wants to answer? Okay, it's okay. If you don't want to answer, I can ask you to. I already prepare a wheel of names. So I don't know whether everyone already I will put some students as much as I can put. Yeah. So let's see. Gerald. Okay, Gerald. Can I talk to you, Gerald?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Gerald. What languages are you fluent in?
I'm fluent in English and Ilocano, ma'am.
English and Ilocano. How about Tagalog?
Uh, I can speak basic words, but I'm not fluent in Tagalog.
Oh, really? That's surprising me because I thought Tagalog is something like in Indonesia where you just use it like every day on the classroom. No? What language do you use in the classroom? English?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wow. Because in Indonesia, it's almost everyone can speak. I mean, almost all like younger generation. Yeah, there's also some like grandma or grandpa living in the village who cannot speak Indonesian, but only like as for me, maybe my grandmother only can speak Balinese, cannot speak Indonesian. But if you are like 50 something, 60 something, yeah, below 60 years old, uh, yeah, almost everyone speak Indonesian. So the fact that you said that you cannot really speak Tagalog is surprising me. So I need to hear one more from one more student. Christine, can I talk to you, Christine? Are you here? I,
Ma'am.
I, okay. I realize there are two Christine, but with different, yeah. There are two Christine, yeah. But the one with K and the one with C. Is that correct?
Yes, doctor. We have Christine Claire. Hello, Christine
Uh,
Claire.
Christine
Yes,
Claire.
ma'am. Hi, ma'am.
Hi. So, what languages are you fluent in?
Tagalog, Ilocano, which is our native language,
Mm-hmm.
and well, I can speak English, but I admit that I am not that fluent enough, ma'am.
Okay. So, what is your mother language? Ilocano.
Yes, ma'am.
And what if you what languages do you think you hear on your head, inside your head, when you're thinking something? What language will that be?
Go ahead.
Ilocano? When you're thinking something,
Yes, ma'am. I use
Ilocano.
yes, ma'am, Ilocano. But sometimes also when someone is talking to me,
Uh-huh.
I also um I'm also thinking about I'm also thinking when I use
Mm-hmm.
Tagalog, ma'am. But usually, ma'am, I don't speak English. I mean, most of the
Uh-huh.
time,
Mm-hmm.
I don't use English, ma'am.
Okay, so when you're thinking about something inside, just inside your head, you're thinking in Ilocano. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then Ilocano. Another Ilocano. Okay, we're going back to our slide, to the slide. So, what is the most spoken language in the world? I have shared this to you before, but I just wonder whether you know the answer. The language with the most native speaker. Number 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Who can answer? Do you want to answer? Do you want to try? No?
There are some answers in the chat box, doctor.
Okay. Answer on the okay. Oh, but this one is English, Filipino, Ilocano, Mandarin, English. Okay. Mandarin,
According
English.
to
Okay. English, Chinese, Indian, Chinese, Mandarin. Number one, English. Okay, this one is the most with the most native speaker, yeah. Not with the one with the most speaker, but with the most native speakers. That's the different question. English. Okay, let's see. Language with the most native speaker. Number one is Mandarin. So this is with the most native speaker, not the most speaker. And number two, Spanish. And number three, English. And number four, Hindi. So this is a language with languages with the most native speaker. So this is different with this one, guys. If this is my question, then most of you will be correct because most of you answer it is it's English. But this is the most speaker, not the most native speaker. Number two is Mandarin Chinese. Number three is Hindi. And number four is Spanish. Okay. So what is bilingual? Yeah, what is bilingualism? Bilingualism is the ability to communicate fluently in language other than your native language. So like some of your friends said that the native language is Ilocano. So if he or she can also speak another language fluently, so maybe we can say that he or she is a bilingual. But both languages should be knowledgeable. So so we can say that the native language is first language L1, and the second language L2, and L3 we have L3, L4, and etc. And what is fluency? Fluency is the ability to communicate quickly, easily, fluidly across a variety of forms and with a variety of people. So are you fluent in English? Are you fluent in English? I mean, I guess for most of you, maybe the native language, your mother tongue is not English. So I'm just wondering, are you fluent in English? How can you even tell? Can anyone answer? Are you fluent in English? What do you think about your fluency in English?
Is there
Okay,
any is
we're going back to the wheel then. We're going back to the wheel then. Okay, Joshua, are you here? Are you here with us? Joshua?
We
Joshua?
actually have two Joshuas, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, Joshua. Who? I mean, two Joshua.
It's Joshua Calba and Joshua Gamet.
Okay, how about Joshua Kalba? And then later on, I will ask Joshua Gamet. Joshua Kalba?
Hello, Mom.
Hi, Joshua Kalba. So, are you fluent in English? What do you think?
I can speak English, Mom, but I'm not confident to say that I'm fluent in English.
Why? Why you cannot say that you are fluent in English?
I'm not confident in saying that I'm fluent in English, Mom, because there are some times that when I construct some, for example, poems or what, I still need to use application to check my grammars, something like that.
Is that Grammarly?
Yes, Mom. Sometimes.
Okay then. So Joshua Kalba, from listening, speaking, and reading, writing in English, which one is the most difficult for you? Listening, speaking? Listening is the most difficult. Okay then. So now we're going to Joshua Gamet. Joshua Gamet, are you with us? No? Is Joshua Gamet here?
I cannot see him in our
Okay,
list of participants, doctor.
okay, maybe we can just spin the wheel. Arkeline? Arkeline here?
Yes, ma'am. I'm here. What
Okay,
is
Arkeline, are you fluent in English? What do you think?
I guess if we will base it in a 100% scale, I'll choose about 70% fluent in English because
70.
I can only talk confidently, but not that much in a very academic level or somewhat a native speaker level. So about 70%.
And which one is the easiest for you from listening, speaking, writing, and reading? Which one easiest?
It would be reading, but all of it are cold feet and colds, and my English can be very bad, especially if I am talking to a native speaker of the language because I I'm very shy, you know, with my accent or the way I'm speaking, I'm very conscious. So
But honestly, I don't see a problem there. I don't see any problem
maybe
from the
because
way you are
I'm
talking.
maybe because I'm very comfortable with this setup and it feels very comfortable talking to you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. I took that as a compliment. Okay, so we're going back and forth to the PowerPoint. So, are you fluent in English? So you can always check. I already shared this before. They are the common European framework of reference for languages from A1 until C2. And we can check if you have the basic ability to understand, exchange information. Maybe you are an A1 or maybe C1. I understand a wide range of language in a variety of contexts, including unfamiliar topics, and can communicate my ideas well. Maybe you are a C1. Okay. So in terms of proficiency in acquiring two languages, equal proficiency in the both native and second language is uncommon. Usually, you are more fluent in your first language, but in some case, there are people who is proficient in the native and also second language in an equal proficiency. So this is uncommon, and we can call that bilingual. A person who is able to communicate in two or maybe sometimes more languages with a complete and equal fluency. So this is the new term for us, and bilingual. And then we're going to continue. Okay, so this one is because we're talking about bilingual education in Indonesia, this is the historical perspective of language policy, but I want to make it as short as possible. I don't want to make it too complicated. So the first one is before the independence phase. So we were colonized by Dutch before. Indonesia were colonized by Dutch before, like over 3.5 centuries. But the thing is, Dutch, we only the elite Indonesian using Dutch. So as a consequence, Dutch language is not commonly used in Indonesia, even though we were colonized by Dutch for 3.5 centuries. That's a long time, long time. But what we usually use was Malay. Malay is the former name of Indonesian language. So maybe we are in the same route with Malaysia. Yeah. So that's our lingua franca is Malay, and the independence and post-independent phase. So we were in the we got our independence on 1945, but around 3 years before we got our independence, we were colonized by Japan. Actually, Japan wants to make their language as the lingua franca in Indonesia, but that's impossible to make it because Japan has its own complexity. The language is also complex. We cannot just learn it and just use it right in a very short time. That's impossible to do it in a very short time. That's why what Japan did was just to get rid of the Dutch, including Dutch language, and just focus on the Indonesian language as the sole national language. So that's what happened on the second phase, and also in the second phase, English is viewed as important language for the world science. So the first foreign language taught for secondary school to higher education is English in Indonesia. And the third phase is the New Order regime. So in this phase, the government emphasized the use of Indonesia's official language, but English was spreading among the elite and also privileged Indonesian. And now, Reformation phase until now, bilingual education has been practiced at many education levels in Indonesia. So English, yeah, we have talked about this before. English can change our life from we can change our life from locally to globally minded individual only with English. And you can also have better employment, better future careers, and it can change, transform our society. But in Indonesia, English is not, because the difference between Indonesia and Philippines. In the Philippines, English is the second language, yeah, English as a second language. But in Indonesia, English is still a foreign language. So yeah, so this is the difference. So most people talking in English fluently, maybe they're joining an exclusive club of cosmopolitan English speaking in Indonesian. So that's not very common. But for us to speaking Indonesian, like almost all of us can speak Indonesian, maybe excluding the grandmother and the grandfather living in a village. But the other, yeah, besides of that, we can speak Indonesians usually. So this is the constraint and bilingual education policy in Indonesia. So we will see it from two different constraints. Yeah, the one is practical constraints, and this is the one involving the teacher. So like lack of competence of the teacher, limited quality teaching of the teacher, and also the unfavorable environment is the lack of facility in the classroom. And if we see the challenges from the cultural side, that's the limited exposure. So maybe in Indonesia, the exposure is of English is not as much as it is in Philippines. And poor governance of the university in for the bilingual education policy, and also lack of commitment of the government. Okay, so so that's what happened in Indonesia. So before I continue to my strategies in teaching Japanese, because I'm teaching Japanese in Japanese language education. So I just want to say that in Indonesia, we have a lot of native language. So as for me, Balinese, and from people in Java Island, it's Javanese, and we also have Sundanese in the West Java. We have a lot of native language. So there's also the discourse, like people say that Indonesian may be killing this native language because it's like we push everyone to use Indonesian everywhere, in the conference, in the classroom, maybe in a mall. Like we're using Indonesian everywhere, and sometimes if we're using native language, like for example, some of my students speaking in Indonesian to me, but with a strong native language of Balinese. Some of their friends will make fun of them because it sounds funny to say something in Indonesia but with Balinese accent. Yeah, there's a discourse that Indonesian is killing these native languages. Some say it like that. That's why there's seminar to, yeah, just to make us back to studying native language. To be honest, for me, my mother language is Indonesian, so I'm speaking uh, most fluently in Indonesian, and my Balinese is not really good actually, because Balinese, they have like because Balinese, they have like a very very polite version of Balinese language. That language I cannot comprehend now. So that's my story about Indonesian and native languages in Indonesia. So because I'm teaching in Japanese, I want to tell my strategies in teaching Japanese. Most of them is by using media. So using media, using learning media is one of strategies in teaching. Okay, because my students, maybe just like you, is Generation Z. So Generation Z is naturally social and spend 6 until 7 hours per day socializing, and also they're very tech savvy. So if you have a question, just Google it, something like that. That's I don't have it when I was in college. I mean, I'm 35 now, so when I was in Jogja in college, it was 2004, and it's not that easy to just Google everything. I mean, don't have we don't have smartphone, so yeah. So this is the to be able to be close with them, to be able to be approach them, my students. I use a lot of media, which is very friendly with them. So just like the one that you have seen before, I use Wheel of Names. I use it a lot in my class. And this one is wordclouds.com. You can use it also when you just spreading a questionnaire, and then you got a lot of word from your friends, like what do you think of this event, like what do you think of this course, what do you think of this guest lecture, and then you can just put it in a very interesting shape like this. This is word clouds, and I make a video tutorial, but this one is because I have an event with Seameo, so some kind like a competition of a video, and I make a video tutorial and then I upload it to YouTube. Maybe we can see some videos later on if we have time. And then also videography, we can use video scribe, which is like you are writing something, like you drawing something. The animated hand moving, yeah, animation. And sometimes I also use Photool. And how about TikTok? Maybe later on I will play one TikTok by my student. He wants to tell some verbs in Japanese. So he is using TikTok. I guess TikTok is also very popular in Philippines. And this one is the student worksheet. So you know that in Japan, yeah, Japanese, we have hiragana, katakana, and kanji. So my student learn to write the word. So they can use this from hiragana practice. So they can use this media, and there's also something like this, yeah, picture card. In Japanese, it's called ekado, and letter card, which is moji kado. We use ekado and also moji kado. And later on, this is the study poster, gakushu posuta. So there's also some words in Japanese which is derived from English, like poster, it became posuta. So just like what Miss Danica said about word in Spanish, which she can found in Tagalog. So in Japanese also, there are some words in English, like poster became posuta. And this is the sound picture cards, like for example, but for this one, we have to click the website. So for example, I just I just point this one, and then it will shows the words, the kanji words, and also the hiji, and also their sound of the word said by the native. That's why we can learn also the pronunciation of it. And this is the free illustration material, just in case I need some illustration, I can just take it and use it. Okay, the conclusion. But before conclusion, I want to share some video. Please wait. Okay, this. Okay. This one is very short, which will the video. Can you see the TikTok video? No, not yet.
We can see your folder, Mom.
Okay, but not the TikTok video. I will. Okay, this one. Okay, can you see the TikTok video?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's see.
Leg out.
To Daigakuse, it's called Daigakuse means university student. Okay, continue. See, it's kabang. Kabang means bag.
I'm living in my own world. I am plastic, call me classic. DJ Precise. It goes around the world just la 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 la. It's all around the world. Now and then
It's a word memes reading.
think about me now and who I could.
Maybe one. Maybe,
Legal.
If all of the kings had their queens on the throne, we would pop champagne and raise our toast. I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. So Barbie girl, I'm living in my own world. I am plastic, call me classic. La 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 la. DJ Precise. It goes around the world just la 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 la. It's all around the world. Now and then I think about me now and who.
okay. So that's one of my students try to make learning fun by using TikTok video. And okay, video from Bolton. Okay, video from Bolton. I guess you already familiar with Bolton. Some of you using Bolton too. Yeah. So maybe Bolton is already familiar. I will just play something which is maybe. Have you heard about augmented reality? But I don't use augmented reality, but it's always fun to see this video. This one is augmented reality. We don't use it to learn a language.
Like your message to be more sticky? Then you'll love VideoScribe. It's a video creation software tool that enables you to make attention-grabbing videos in minutes. Because if it's engagement you're after, why settle for telling when you should be showing? Imagine combining the power of images, sound, and motion to explain your new piece of tech, concept, or service. Keep all eyes on the prize to seal the deal of the century, or teach how the world works. Simply choose your images or use your own. Add text and voiceover. Select your music from our library. Then watch as VideoScribe brings your ideas to life. And just like that, you've joined millions of people worldwide using VideoScribe to get great results in business, education, and social causes. Start your free trial now and make your first video today. No credit card needed.
So how about VideoScribe? Some of you already familiar with VideoScribe? Have you tried? No, me too. Neither do I. I haven't tried VideoScribe, but I tried Powtoon. Okay, so can any of you conclude, or maybe just tell me, just making a conclusion of today's lecture? Okay, we're going back to Will names. You can conclude, or you can just tell me what is the material that you remember from today's lecture. Oh, Christine, and we already have Christine. So maybe I forgot to remove Christine. Rhea, can you conclude something from today's lecture? Rhea, are you here with us?
Yes, Doctor. I can see Miss Fabiliar's name here in our list of participants. Good afternoon, Miss Fabiliar.
Hello. Okay, maybe we try the second name. Patricia. Hello, Patricia. Is Patricia here?
No, doctor.
Okay. So, Mara, is Mara here?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello. Hi, Mara. Can you conclude something from today's lecture?
We were talking about bilingualism, and bilingualism is um, it is if you can speak one language and another language. We also have bilingual, and lastly, you showed Proton and other apps in which we can use in order for you to teach language.
Okay. Now, thank you, Mara. I want to ask you, what is your native language? What is your first language?
My native language, ma'am, is Ilocos, ma'am, or Ilocano.
Ilocano. Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
maybe Ilocano is the native language in where the campus is in Mariano Marcos State University. I mean, in the area, most of
Yes,
them,
ma'am.
most of the people them speak Ilocano. So Ilocano is the first language. What about the second language?
English, ma'am.
English. How about Tagalog? So you're speaking more fluent in English than Tagalog?
I speak Tagalog, ma'am, but I am not that good when writing, ma'am, and speaking. I go black mental, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you. Maybe another one name for the conclusion. Yeah. Fida, you here? Hello, Fida. Is Fida here?
Yes, doctor.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, Fida.
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Fida, can you conclude something from the guest lecture, from the lecture today?
Yes, ma'am. We've uh, talked about the levels of or the we've talked about the levels such as yung I I'm sorry for that. The A1 beginner, A2 elementary, B1 intermediate, B2 upper intermediate, C1 advanced, and like what has been said a while back, we've talked about bilingualism. We've talked about the term I'm bilingual, which is a person who speak more than one language. And we've also talked about the historical perspective of language policy of Indonesia, ma'am. And also we've learned we've talked about the challenges, and also you've shared a while back, ma'am, that your strategies in teaching Japanese, and you've learned also different strategies on teaching languages, and what else? I think that's it, ma'am.
That's a lot. Thank you very much. You really listened well. And Fida, so your first language is also Ilocano?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the second is English?
I think both Tagalog and English, ma'am.
Oh, both Tagalog and English.
Yes,
So, okay. So, from 1 until 100, how fluent you are in English?
I think 50, ma'am.
50? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Sida. So after this, because I think we can still have like another 5 minutes. So after this, I want to just for fun, yeah, because we're talking about bilingual education and bilingual education in Indonesia. I want to ask you to join me to just introduce yourself in Indonesia. So I will ask 3 students to do it. So maybe while we are in the wheel of names side, I will just ask for that 3 names, and then I will show my PowerPoint later on about the how to introduce yourself in Indonesian. So we have Neil. Is Neil here? Neil, are you here? No?
I don't think
Hello?
he is here right now, mom,
Okay.
because he said that he's having trouble with his connection.
Okay then. So not Neil. How about Ian? Is Ian here?
Yes,
Neil,
ma'am.
O'Neill is
Okay.
back, ma'am.
Neil is here. And how about Ian?
He is also here, ma'am.
Okay. Test, Ian. Can you tell
Yes,
something?
ma'am.
Okay. So number 1 is Neil. Number 2 is Ian. And then one more person. Augie. Is Augie here? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So number 3 is Augie. Augie. Okay. Okay. Let's stop share that. And then going back to my presentation. So just for fun, let's try to learn a new language. Introduce yourself in Indonesian. So here we have, I'm sorry. So here we have halo. Halo is hello. Yeah, halo. Nama saya. Nama is name. Saya is atau my name, nama saya. Nama saya, and saya is a polite version for so for me, yeah, saya. So you use it in the classroom when you talk with your lecturer. So using saya. Nama saya is nama saya siapa? My name is Eva. So in Indonesia, nama saya Eva. Yeah. So I want to ask later on. I want to ask Neil, Ian, and Augie. Halo, nama saya. Okay, you can say your name. And saya dari Filipina. Saya dari Filipina. So Philippine is Filipina. Saya, me, I'm from dari Philippine. I'm from Philippine. Saya dari Filipina. And the last one, okay. Okay, I guess. Okay. Okay, I'm very sorry. That's my kids. Okay. Halo, nama saya Eva. Saya dari Filipina. And the last one maybe the most difficult ya. Senang berkenalan dengan Anda. Senang is happy or ya. Nice to meet you. I'm happy to meet you. Senang berkenalan. Berkenalan is like the encounter with you. Dengan Anda. Ya. Halo, Nama saya Eva. Saya dari Filipina. Senang berkenalan dengan Anda. Okay, Neil, can you practice it, Neil?
Dr. Neil said in the chat box he is requesting if he could just be the third
Okay,
speaker
please.
since he is having a hard
Okay.
time with his English.
Oh, the third. Okay, that's fine. How about Ian? Ian, can you say it in Ian? Can you practice it?
Yes, ma'am. Halo, nama saya Ian. Saya dari Filipina. Senang berkenalan dengan Anda.
Okay, Ian, thank you. Senang berkenalan denganmu juga, Ian. I'm happy to meet you too. And after Ian, we have Auji. Auji?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Auji.
Halo, nama saya Audrey V. Arzaga. Saya dari Filipina. Senang berkenalan dengan Anda.
Okay, thank you, Auji. Senang berkenalan dengan Auji. And the third one is Neil. Is Neil already fixed the connection? Not yet. How about you, Miss Danica? Can you practice it?
Sure, doctor. I was trying to practice a while ago. Halo, nama saya Hana. Saya dari Filipina. Senang berkenalan dengan Anda.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So that's my presentation for today. So now is the question and answer, Miss Danica, for maybe around like
Yes, doctor.
10
So we
until 15 minutes, please.
Yes, please. We still have 15 minutes for the question and answer portion. Again, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Eva Krishna Adnyani for serving as our guest lecturer for this afternoon. So we have learned a lot regarding bilingual education in Indonesia. And just like what our students said a while ago in the conclusion, that being able also to hear from you the difficulties and challenges, we will be able to recognize also on how we could address these issues through the different strategies that you're using in your classroom. So I also would like to encourage our students that we will be able to implement better strategies and techniques in the English language classroom by being able to identify the different problems that are existing in our present situation. So by that, we could be more relevant and helpful to our students. So before anything, maybe we could now open our Q&A for this portion. So anybody from the class who would like to ask anything in relation to what Dr. Eva shared a while ago regarding bilingual education in Indonesia and the different strategies that she was able to share a while ago in teaching the Japanese language. So Dr. Eva is actually majoring in teaching the Japanese language. However, we could still consider the different strategies that she was able to share a while ago in the teaching of the English language. So anybody from the class who would like to ask? Yes, Archie. So you are recognized, Archeline, please.
I'm actually curious earlier because you have mentioned that English is not a second language in Indonesia, but a foreign language. So in that regard, so English is not part of the curriculum of college students or within the elementary students, correct, ma'am?
So they are the lecture, the English lecture, like for example, you're taking chemist, but you still have to learn English, but that's only for, I guess, just for one semester, and one semester is only 16 meetings, right? So maybe that's not enough. Yeah, you can continue, Arceline. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Sorry.
Actually, that's the whole question. I was just curious earlier because I thought that in Indonesia, in schools English are being taught, because some when we're having a webinar sessions with some Indonesian students or some professors, they are actually good in speaking in English. So I thought that English is part of the curriculum, as in you're thoroughly studying the language. But now I have knowledge about it. So thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Arkelin. So maybe I want to make it clear, something like this. So in not all of the school have the curriculum in English. Like, okay, if it's international school, then yeah, they emphasize using English. But if it's just regular public school, you have I mean in the elementary, start from elementary, you already have English as the subject. But as I said before, they are constrained. If you don't use it a lot, just like Miss Danica said about Spanish, she learned Spanish, but then there's no time. I mean, no people to talk Spanish with, and then yeah, it's not a good environment for your language to grow if you cannot talk in English with anyone. And in Bali, because we have a good tourism before pandemic, of course. Now due to pandemic, a lot of hotels were closed. But before that, because we have a lot of encounter with foreign people, so people say if I go to Java or I go to Jakarta, people said, "Ah, you are Balinese. You must be good in English." There are a lot of foreign people going to your place. But that's true. I mean, most of us can speak English, even though it's just like the very simple one. Yeah. So if you go to Java or Kalimantan, maybe there's not that much, but still, it's not the level of English that is good enough to use it in a college maybe or university. It's just something that you just say with the foreign people, with the foreign tourists. You can just ask, "Oh, from which country are you, and how many stays," and every, just like the simple one. Maybe if we're going back to the chart that I shown you before, that's maybe just the A1 or A2. So yeah, so that's the reality here. Even though, so in my campus we have English language education, but I don't know, because I don't teach there. Is it, maybe in the class they use English, but I don't know, like after class, do they still use English? That's my question. Because for you in this class, I think just after, how about Arkelin, if after this class you meet Miss Danica in the market, and then what language will you use to talk with her?
Actually, we would say, "Hi, ma'am." So that would be in English.
But then she will ask you something like, "With what did you buy? Did you buy groceries?" Something like that.
It
How
would
about that
be it would be in Ilocano, but since
in Ilocano?
we are English students, there comes a time wherein we mix the languages, like Ilocano and then Taglish. That's the language situation here in the Philippines. We mix up different languages into one.
And Arkelin, you are an English. I'm the one who will ask you now. You are from English. Your major is English, right? How about your family? Do they speak English?
I actually have a sibling who speaks and only understand most conversation in English, because when she was young she started learning the English language and not our native language, which is Ilocano and Tagalog. That's
Okay.
why it's very hard for us to teach her Ilocano and Tagalog, but slowly she is learning it because she's only 8 years old and
Okay.
she has been exposed to different languages now.
Yeah. She's been exposed to YouTube like a Comelon and Baby
Yeah.
Shark. Okay. Okay. So that's interesting. Thank you, Arkeline. Is anyone else want to ask something? Maybe it's in my PowerPoint or maybe anything else, but still relating with language or bilingual education. Okay. We have a question from Neil.
Yes, Neil, you're
Yes,
recognized.
ma'am. Yes, am I audible, ma'am? I'm sorry, a while back I
Yes.
wasn't able to open my microphone, ma'am, and my camera. So I just want to
Okay.
ask, ma'am, since
Yes.
you mentioned that English has been already included in the curriculum of education in your country, ma'am. I just want to
Yes.
ask, ma'am, I'm curious about the challenges
Yes.
you face during the incorporation of English in the language policy of your country. Like for example, ma'am, I just want to share like in Thailand, there has been a sudden shift of language policy wherein they incorporated English because they want to indulge themselves or to jive with the goals of the ASEAN. That's why in Thailand, they had this sudden shift of incorporating English in their curriculum, and children are having a hard time to learn the English language.
Mhm.
So, in your country, ma'am, what are the challenges that you face, and what are the certain programs or certain solutions that you implemented in order to solve these challenges, ma'am, or problems, ma'am?
Okay, thank you very much, Neil. That's a very deep question actually. We're going back to the slide to make it clear for you. Please wait. Just wait a moment. Okay. Okay. Mhm. Okay, this one. This one is the challenge. So actually the challenge is sorry. So the challenge usually is the practical and cultural. The practical one is y- most of it is related with the teacher, lack of competence and limited quality teaching, and also the environment. Because okay, in Bali, we can meet a lot of foreign people, but what if you are outside of Bali? And also, even though you are in Bali, if you are in a place where not a lot of foreign people come, then it's still you cannot meet a lot of foreign people, right? So that, and also for the cultural is with the limited exposure. Like you can imagine if you are somewhere, you are from somewhere in Indonesia with very limited exposure, maybe when you see foreign people, you will think of them as a very foreign, strange person, like you are afraid to be close with them. So that the limited exposure and also the poor governance of the university and also the lack of commitment. So if you ask me about the what did we do to tackle these challenges, yeah, we've tried to put it in a to put the in the English since start from elementary, but still because even though we put it on the elementary, so we taught it from the elementary, but if it's just in the school, we don't use it outside of the school, then there's not a lot of time to practice it in real life. Like for example, okay, I can speak English even though it's not my major, even though maybe you notice a lot of mistake from my English, I mean, I can say that I can just speak it casually and then use it when I need it. But like for example, one of my friend, like we are from the same elementary and junior high and everything. She cannot use it. English is not that easy for her. So maybe this is our task for the future to think about how to how to how to make English more acceptable for more people in Indonesia. So maybe like that, Neil. Am I is it okay, Neil? Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So
So
we'll just have one last question, Dr.
okay.
Eva.
Thank you.
Does anyone are there any more questions, ladies and gents from the group? Or anything that you would like to share or comment regarding Dr. Eva's presentation this afternoon? Anybody?
We're going back to the wheel name. How about it?
Sure, doctor. We'll just have one. One last.
Okay, Faith. Is Faith here?
I have seen her a while ago. Let me just check, doctor. Yes, Miss Godoy is here. Faith, would you like to ask Dr. Eva a question? Hello?
Or maybe if it's not a question,
yeah, a word of
yeah, it can be an opinion or Faith.
Hello, Faith. Are you there?
Hello,
Oh.
mom. Mom,
Okay.
I don't have any question, mom.
Okay, you don't have any question, then I will ask you, Faith. Faith, so what is your native language, Faith?
Mom, Ilocano, mom.
Ilocano. And what is the second language?
Mom, I think I Tagalog and English, mom.
Oh, which one is easier for you, Tagalog or English? Which one you use it more often?
Mom, when in writing, I usually use English, but when in speaking, mom,
Okay.
usually Tagalog.
And
Something like that.
how about how often do you meet somebody who you can talk Tagalog with? With who you
Mom?
talk Tagalog? Hello?
Mom, friends, mom, or church mate, like that.
Can you tell me in which situation you use Tagalog?
Mom, there is this my friend from my church mate church that we often use Tagalog because she shares her like how he her how um how they are doing services in their areas, mom, something like that, mom.
Okay, so in that situation, you use Tagalog. Why not Ilocano?
Mom, she don't understand Ilocano.
Okay, so she is from different region. Yeah, she is from different region in Philippines.
Yes, mom, Baguio, mom, Baguio. She's from Baguio, mom.
And what is the Baguio people use? What native language do they use? Do they have there?
Mom, she's shared to me that they usually use Tagalog, mom. No, quiet.
Wait, who is there? We're having the same problem with the kids, yeah.
Dr. Eva, because Baguio is a melting pot of different cultures. So
okay. Wow.
Basically, Baguio would be speaking in Ilocano. However, because there are so many migrations in that particular place, even considering also that there are certain people like Korean and other cultures that are going
Yeah.
there. So there are so many languages that are spoken in that area. And just to for people to be able to communicate with one another, then I believe that they're using the national language, which is Filipino, to communicate with one another, given that there are so many languages that are used by different people from different cultures in that particular place.
Okay. Thank you very much. I learned a lot today, even though I'm the guest lecturer, but I learned a lot.
Yes, Doc.
Okay.
So I think it's very fascinating. Just to close or to conclude our discussion for tomorrow, I personally have learned a lot from our discussion and sharing from our students. It's just enlightening and shocking somehow to know that with the challenges that you have presented a while ago, most of it are lack of competency on the part of teachers regarding the English language. Because now I am seeing how different it is in relation to the teaching of the English language. Because here, just like what I have mentioned in my talk last time regarding the multilingual situation in the Philippines, we have been colonized by the Americans, and we have learned English because we learned about we got the educational system from the Americans, and they taught us using the English language. And after that, it had always been used after establishing the national language, which is Filipino. We retained English as the medium, as one of the medium of instructions in our medium of instruction, even at the primary level. But now we went back to the MTB-MLE, or the mother tongue based multilingual education system. Archelin, I believe, with the sibling, because she's still 8 years old, is under the MTB-MLE.
Okay.
And she might have learned speaking English because of watching several YouTube videos, but then she is quote unquote forced to learn the mother tongue, because the medium of instruction during those elementary years would be in the mother tongue, which is in Ilocano, which somehow now makes, or the effect of which is us being multilingual. So we learn English from technology, then here comes policies that would dictate what particular language should we be using in our educational system. So it's also fascinating that some of our students are more comfortable writing in Filipino, are more comfortable in writing in communicating in
English.
Filipino, and then but communicating or speaking in I writing in the English language and then speaking in Filipino. Because personally, I've learned Filipino in a very technical manner. So I also had a hard time learning the Filipino language. Although I speak Filipino, I could also consider myself as not very fluent. So I still need to translate from Ilocano into Filipino. And I think it's easier to grasp words and terminologies in the English language compared to that of the Ilocano, since English is the medium of instruction in our school, and we just have limited opportunities to use Filipino in our everyday conversations, the unless we have certain friends, we have friends from other areas, or friends whose native language is actually Filipino. So more of English, and because our students are English majors, then they are really encouraged to be speaking in English, because we believe that the best example that you could bring inside the classroom as an English teacher is yourself. So you could not teach your students to speak the English language if you yourself could not speak the language fluently. And we have the English only policy in the university, in which we are required to make use of English when communicating formally or when we communicate with other individuals. So, Dr. Eva, I hope that we could have more opportunities like this to talk about certain things, but because of time constraints, we are we would be ending soon our Gmeet. I Gmeet to like Zoom meeting. We're used to using Gmeet, but we would be ending our Zoom meeting. Thank you very much. Our heartfelt gratitude. We hope to also hear from other professors in the English department soon so that they could also share with us some strategies that our students could employ in their English classes in the future. So,
Thank you very much. It doesn't feel like a lecture. It feels like talking with old friends.
yeah, because the third year students are, they have been your audience for many virtual classes now. So to our students, I have resent the form or the evaluation link in our chat box. Dr. Eva will be needing your evaluation. So please, this will also serve as your attendance for today's meeting. Kindly open the evaluation link and accomplish it until 5 p.m. this afternoon, please. So thank you, my dear students. I know our class is only from 2:30 to 4. It's now 4:02, but thank you for staying with me. And I'll see you. I'll just take this opportunity then to announce regarding your midterm examination. Just rest. I will be opening it tomorrow, and then it will be closed. It will close on Thursday afternoon. All right. So just use the time to rest. I'll not be opening it now. So you'll just have your midterm examination tomorrow until Thursday. So thank you very much, Dr. Eva.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
mom.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Virtually.
Terima kasih.
Terima
Thank you, ma'am.
kasih.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dr. Eva. Thank you, Arjun. Handa ka, nak 29 gayam today. Nagadugamin pa webinar, besh. Alaga
Thank
ron.
you, ma'am.
Sure, ingat kayo.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.